don't have enough of them here. And whether you like a track or not, and everybody thinks that I'm anti. I'm just gonna say it. Everybody thinks that I'm anti Willamette Speedway because we're not there. Because I post stuff about the track that I'm at now or that we're at now, and when I say I'm talking Moxie, I'm talking us as a group. We're promoting that track now. Now we're anti where we've been for 40 plus years. Not the case. Things didn't work out. We weren't asked back. We were told we weren't coming back when the whole thing went down. That doesn't mean I want that place to fail. Never have, never will want it to fail. The place means a lot to me. Gary, you've been there a long time.
Yep.
Dave, I know you're been a big part of the thing out there the last few years. Sandy, you too. None of us want to see that track fail.
We don't want to see any
racetrack.
track fail.
I don't want to see any
And you're
dirt track in this
foolish if you
state
do.
or on the West Coast or in America, for that matter. I don't want to see any dirt tracks fail. To me, it's the greatest sport that we've got. I love being a part of it. I love the people. I love how we all come together. We've all got the same interests, and it's not a high percentage of people at dirt tracks, and it's not the norm per se. I don't want to see those tracks fail. And I've had a lot of people send me a lot of messages, kind of like, oh, I bet you're happy. Da, da, da. I don't know why anybody would think that I'm happy.
That's not good for the fans. It's not good for the racers. It's not good for the
It's
community.
not
Do you know
good for
that
racing,
anything.
The
period.
whole thing that Moxie is
Promoting.
dirt tracks.
It's what we
Now,
love.
just
It's what we
because
do.
we're not talking about a dirt track doesn't mean we don't like it. But Mike's having Moxie down there this year. That's who
To
we're
promote
working
his
for.
track.
Is
Right.
to promote
to
his
help
track.
promote that particular track. And I'm going to tell you right now, it has been nothing but a great experience.
We have had so much fun down there, and I think that we say this a lot. I know Nina and I do, because, people, maybe because we're females, who knows, people come up to us a lot. And I know they do with you too, Gary. But
What, the females?
oh, my gosh.
No, the
Well,
fans,
that's not
Gary.
really what I was
Oh.
talking about. But no, really though, we have people come up every single week to all of us and thank us for being there. They are excited that we're there. But yeah, there's a few girls
So,
that,
something you-
chase Gary, but
Something you
that's
touched
beside
on.
the point.
Something you touched on a minute ago, Sandy, was talking about because we're not talking about a track doesn't mean we are anti that track. I have intentionally stayed away from that entire subject. Yes, it's a sore subject with me. Everybody knows that. I still don't want the place to fail.
No.
Unfortunately, we're at that point. It's happened.
And we don't know if it can be overcame yet. I mean,
Nobody knows what's happening. I know there's a lot of stuff. I was reading a Facebook post today on an article that the local paper wrote, and to watch what fans of that track are posting about ownership, disgusted.
Well, you're never going to reopen a track or make a track successful if you're going to sit there and bash the owners of that track.
yeah, that's not right.
It's, things happen.
If you're publicly bashing a track's owner and the whole, and I'm not talking about just the racing community. I'm talking about the communities that you live in are reading that on a public page, a newspaper page that has thousands of readers. Does that make them want to come to the racetrack?
Well, and it doesn't
No,
make that person
absolutely
look
not.
very good at all.
Whether you like that person or not, you're right, Sandy. It doesn't make them look good when you're out there bashing them. Okay? If I don't have anything good to say, I'm probably not going to say anything at all. I'm going to avoid the subject. I still don't want the place to fail. I still don't want it to go under. I'm hoping it can be saved. I think that there's a chance. There's a fighting chance that it can. And I'm hoping that happens. The last 2.5 days, my phone has gone. It's getting hot. My phone is actually hot.
I've actually, and I'm serious when I say this, I have had a stomach ache over it for 2 days.
I have had to avoid.
Our whole business life is around dirt track racing.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not kidding you. My stomach hurts because of it.
Yeah.
You run enough of it through your washing machine. That's for darn sure. We come
Oh.
in here, we're covered.
You
So
guys-
my,
Head to
my,
toe.
my whole deal
Yeah.
in this, is a lot of people that have reached out to me that have said, "Oh, it's this person's fault or it's that person's fault." Listen, I'm not going to put blame on anybody, because if I do, given the position that we're in, I'm doing exactly what we were just talking about. I'm publicly bashing somebody. I'm publicly bashing a track. I'm making somebody look bad. I will tell you right now that I do have an opinion on that whole subject that you guys know. We've talked about it ourselves before, being on air. We've got a group message that we communicate in when we discuss stuff. I have my opinions. I'm going to keep those opinions to myself, much like I have all season. But putting fault on somebody, I'm definitely not going to go onto a Facebook page or anywhere else and say, so-and-so is responsible. There's too many variables to that situation. And I am staying away from it.
I'd like to go on there and defend, but you can't even do that. Yeah, it's just not.
No, because then
You're just doing the same thing in a different way.
And that's hard to read. It's hard to read stuff that isn't true, is just somebody's opinion with the limited knowledge that they have, and even we don't know everything. We know some things.
And you know what? That is the problem, because a lot of the things that are being commented on are from people that really don't know.
No.
It's all speculation.
When you say really
and-
don't know, you mean really reading the comments on that post today, posted by the Democrat Herald on Facebook about that track, Willamette Speedway.
Well, it wasn't. It was a very, very poorly written article. First of all,
The
Very
article was
poorly
complete trash. Okay, first of all, if you don't know what you're talking about, or if you're not an experienced writer of motorsports or sports, period, you shouldn't be writing about that. Find somebody that has an understanding of what's going on before you make yourself look like an
I
idiot.
did notice that at
Okay.
least they fixed Evelyn's name when they
They didn't even have
didn't even get
the
Evelyn's
track
name
founder's
right.
name right. Okay, so then you go on. And here's the thing that bothered me most. It wasn't just the article itself. The article was complete trash. The comments made by people that call themselves fans, there wasn't anybody that was anywhere close to accurate on what's going on in that situation. And there was 100 comments by a bunch of people. I saw one honest comment. The rest of them, again, you don't know what you're talking about, just keep it quiet. I mean, I say it how it is. I'm not afraid to get on here and say how it is. But that whole thing was absolutely one of the most ridiculous things I've seen in racing all year long. The comments, you guys read them. We discussed it. It was disgusting. It doesn't do anything good. That is not helping the situation at all.
No, you got a community of fans like that for a local track that are bashing.
First of all, if you're a fan, you don't go on with the negativity. Okay, if you're a fan, you try to find a way to make things better. That's not going on right now.
There were an awful lot of people wanting to help as well.
A little too late. Where were they prior to the announcement two days ago?
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but with our personal experience is a lot of people want to help. A lot of people want to help. And then when you say, okay, here.
Where are they?
Oh, well.
Are they there?
They're not. I mean, truly. Oh, well, I can't do it now, or I don't have time, or I don't have the money, or I don't.
I think people have good intentions of doing things, but I think that they realize that maybe it's more than they can handle.
Yeah,
they're
or
trying
they
to help
just
Well, and
somebody.
everybody's
or they just
everybody's
flat
an
out talk out their rear end without anything to back it up.
everybody's an expert. Everybody's an armchair quarterback.
Yes, that's
you know what
true.
I mean? That's easy to do. When it's time to do it, that's what counts. A lot of people out there can't. I'm going to avoid the details. I'm going to avoid getting into the parties involved and the drama. I just wanted to come on and say I think it sucks, the whole situation, for that track, for that community, for the racers, for the fans, the sponsors, the founding owner. It sucks for everybody involved.
I'm just going to throw out it's fixable though, and if everybody comes together, and not just everybody, but I mean there's certain key people, of course, but it can be fixed.
It can be fixed.
Anything can be fixed, and I guess
Sure.
maybe that's what I should have said is anything can be fixed.
It's going to be a tough road, but it can be fixed. Anyway,
So what is that? What does that mean for us in Southern Oregon? That's
means-
pretty significant.
it means we're worried about Hall of Fame night and the 4,000 to win Cottonwood Classic. That's
exactly.
what it means.
I'm worried about a 120 car count.
You'll see it.
I'm going to be
I'm worried
absolutely
about-
thrilled for that. But you're the one that's going to be running around trying to put cameras on all those
Right,
dirt cars.
right.
So
And
I
then
totally
I'll
get what
probably
you're
end up having
saying.
to drive back too.
Well, you only need
Oh.
You only need to put 50 cameras on cars. Is that all just 50?
Well, we don't have 50
I know.
cameras, so I think we'll be okay.
Listen, I push
but,
the limit at 8 with one guy.
It's hard to keep up with 8.
It is.
I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see the car count. Actually, I'm excited to see Doug Elkins, one of my favorite drivers to watch. I'm excited.
just
to,
one of the
to know
guys
that
that
he's there.
just-
he's just a cool guy.
He's genuine.
He is. I really
So,
like him.
We're looking forward to having him down to bang doors with the locals at a track that he's never been to.
I hope.
Jeremy Shank.
Yeah.
Hoping
and
to see him, and maybe the 111 will show up.
I'd love to see
Maybe.
Joey.
Tomas Hunsker.
I haven't
I'd like
been
to
able to
see
see him
Joey.
race all year, so that'd be fun to see him. Tomas, that would be awesome if he drove over from Bend. I mean,
Darren Koffel will be there.
mhm.
You got your locals. You got the, Nathan Augustine. We know is going to be there. I think most everybody that's got a late model will probably be there because it's big money. Those top 3 spots pay well, and it pays. I think it pays well all the way back.
Have anybody heard from Waggy lately?
I have
How's he
not
doing?
heard any. I did hear that he was in Hawaii.
I did see that.
for a little
That's right.
bit.
I
He
did
was,
see that.
I don't
he's got
know.
his family there. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I saw some pictures too.
I know they're back, but I don't know if he's got a motor. I hope that he can get something put together for that show.
Well, maybe somebody could just let him borrow a motor for that race.
And with the community that we have, and it's a pretty tight racing community down there at Southern Oregon Speedway.
is.
I think. Well, and that's what happened with the last motor. Unfortunately, he knew that it was a Smogger motor. It was tired, and they gambled, and unfortunately, it
lost.
didn't hold up.
Darn it.
But I think you'll see the win. Mark's he's pretty crafty. He's well respected. I think someone will step up and help him out if he doesn't have something already.
I was half tempted to bring my engine down.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what
Hey,
happens.
will it fit in the back
I
of the
am-
Suburban and the Moxie Mobile?
I'm excited because here's what I'm excited about. And this goes back to something that was said to me a couple of weeks ago. I am excited for the out-of-towners to come in and shoot out the locals. Here's why. The locals have been there all year. They've been at every race. They know how that track plays out. They know
They know what to
they
expect.
know how to set their cars up. Now you got guys coming in, what we'll call them gunslingers, coming in at one shot. They get one shot at the big money, and you've got to beat these fast guys down there. You've got to beat some fast dudes down there that know that racetrack. That's going to be an interesting thing to watch. It's going to for the fans especially because the fans get to see. Okay, now let's go back to the sport here. Let's go back to the show. Let's talk about the show. Let's cross the line and put ourselves in the grandstands. Okay, you've been there all year as a fan. You've seen the locals. You know who's fast. You know who's getting better every week. You know who's got real potential. And now here come the out-of-towners from all over.
Black cars with red banners on them.
Here come, well, you're going to have your hands full with some of these locals. Some tough dudes down there that don't play around. Okay, they think they're going to walk in here to Southern Oregon Speedway and drive away with a $4,000 check.